Hey guys, welcome back in. This is Bob. Hey, so we're taking our How to Play series and we're kind of changing things up a little bit. And what we want to do is we want to introduce methods that you can use either on the craps table or the crapless table, or maybe even both. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take the iron cross method and we're going to press. Now, Color Me Up, they did a similar video on this a couple of years ago, and I'll link that in the description. But they limit themselves on how the iron cross press method works, where they play on the field, and when a 3 or an 11 hits, they will then press that onto the table, and everything else they collect. I myself will tend to press a little bit harder, a little bit faster than what your average player will do, and maybe I should learn something from this, or just play how I play and see if we are successful. Now today, we are going to come in again with a $300 bankroll just to set up for those lower level players that want to come in and introduce this method. Let's go ahead and grab the dice. Let's show off the method, roll it a couple times and see how it does for us. All right, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do an adaptation of the iron cross method, and we are going to basically press, but only in a couple of specific situations. So what we'll do is, let me grab a little bit of money. What we're going to start off with, we're going to do $300 to start our challenge. So I will put my money right here along the C and E so that everybody can see. There's 100, there's 200, and let me get another 100 here. That gives me $300 that we can use for this challenge. And so what we're going to do is we're going to focus purely on the craps table. We're going to use the 5, 6, 8 iron cross method with the field, but we are going to want to increase or press our bets on the 5, 6, 8 utilizing the field. Then we'll get those up to our $25 levels, or 30 for 6 and 8. And then we're going to start getting our 4, 9, and 10 covered through the field, and then try to get everything up to quarters and collecting as we go. So, quick little example. Our puck is off. We're going to roll real quick. That gives us a 3. We have nothing on the field. We don't have anything working for us, so it doesn't help us or hurt us. It's just a roll. Our next roll gives us a 2, 3, 5. All right, so our point is going to be 5. Now we do want to cover all of our numbers, which we will do here. And of course, we're going to do the $15 level, but we're also going to cap our 6 and 8 at $3 on top, giving us 18, 15, and 18 respectively on their positions. We'll pay, hold on, I need to change. We'll pay $21 here to start. All right, so we have our 15, 18, 18. Now what you want to do is you want to take $10 and place it on the field. Okay. So our point is 5. Our roll comes out 5, 1, 6. Now in this particular situation, 18 is going to pay 21. So there is 20 and 1. We'll put 10 of this back because we're going to lose our field, but we still pick up $10 or $11. So what we'll do is we will just collect that. If 5, 6, 8 hits, we collect. So I'll put my collection over here with the rest of my chips. All right, here we go. That brings us to 6, 2, 8. All right, wash, rinse, repeat. We gain $11 on that. That gives us a 2, 4, 6. 6, 6. Easy 6. Wash, rinse, repeat. 1, 2, and 1 makes 11. 5, 6, yo. All right, so that's going to pay us $10 down here. We don't obviously have anything up here. I'm going to take that $10 and I'm going to place it on my 9. Actually, no, scratch that. We want to increase to quarters. So I'm going to take my 5 and I'm going to make it 25. And it doesn't matter which of the three you press up first. That's a 9. So there's another $10 that we'll get from there. Now we've got $18 here. That makes $2 shy. So I'll just grab 2 and that'll make it 30 total. Make some change. All right, there we go. So now our 6 is up to 30. You want to get these up to quarters, the quarter level, as fast as possible. There's an 11. So we're going to wash, rinse, repeat. I need $2. There we are. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 2 makes 5. 10 and 10 makes 25. That makes us another quarter. Okay, now we're up to the $25 level. Now what I personally like to do is I like to go ahead and press this up to 15 after I have the 5, 6, and 8 covered at the quarter level. Our next roll, 3, 1, 4. All right, so now we've made $15. Now I'm back to where I was over here where 15 pays 21, except for on 4 and 10, it pays 2 to 1. Next roll. We get a 6. All right, so 6 is going to pay us 35, right? But I need to take 15 out of this, so there's 10 because we want to replace our field bet. So I just made 20 bucks there. I'm going to go ahead and take 15 of it. I'm going to cover my 9 and collect the 5. There's a 4, 5, 9. All right, so we've got 15. That's going to pay us 21 up here on the number, another 15 down on the field. So you can see how this can get up in levels very quickly. All right, so there's my 15 on my 10, and I will just collect the 21. I want to make sure that I'm collecting at least a little bit every roll if I can, just to keep that bankroll up and going. Next roll is a 5, 3, 8. All right, same thing applies. 25 and 35, but we lose 15, so let me gain 10. Now I'm just going to collect the 20. If it's a 5, 6, and 8, I will collect. There's a 7, 7 out. All right. So not too bad. We started getting our place bets up and going, but we found out very quickly that we got hit pretty hard. All right, so let's see where we're at. It looks like I made $6. Actually, I made $9. So we're up $9 currently. Which, if you know the game of craps, that long of a roll, you can lose out on a lot of money very quickly. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get set up for the next roll. Turn my puck off. 1, 2, and 3. Let me get some change. Yep. 3 and 3. Put our caps on, and there we are. All right, so we're not going to work. I do not want to work on the come out. There's a 4, 2, 6. 6 is the point. Now we'll take $10 because these are only at 15. Put it right there. Remember, these 15, 18, and 18 will pay 21 if they hit. There's a 6, 4, 10. The field pays 10. I had this backwards. There we go. So I want to increase my 5 up to a quarter. My first couple hits, I want to get these up to the $25 level as quickly as possible. There's another 10. All right, so the field pays 10. I will grab 2 from my stack. And then I will put a quarter on that, giving us 30 there. Next roll. There's a yo 11. There's a $10 winner. I'm wanting to put that right there, but I need a little bit more change. So I'll pull this 3 back. And there's 30. I'll leave a nickel there. There we are. And now I will press my field up to 15. That's a 516. Easy 6. All right, that is also the point. So let's turn the point off. Let's collect 35, but I need to take care of that. So I'm going to put this back, put 10 there. So we made $20 on that roll, and we're just going to collect that. Now I'm going to pull the field bet off since the point is off. I do not want to work my money up here. That's a 459,999. Oh, I need to move these. This was from an earlier project. All right, let's try this again. So we have a 9. That's going to be our point. Let's put our $15 back on the field. See if we can't get set up. All right, that's a 1, 2, 3. So that's going to pay us $15. I'm going to take that 15. I'm going to place it right on my 4. Now you can choose whichever you want, the 4 or the 10. I'm just working from my right to left, just in progression of the numbers after the inside is all finished. All right, that's a 6-5. Yo, 11. All right, so that gives us another $15. Now we have all our numbers covered. So the next thing I personally want to do is I want to get these two numbers up to the $25 level. I do want to get my 9 covered, so I don't want to forget about that either. There we are with a 9, and that's the point. See, I don't win any money there, but I do up here. So I'm just going to take that 15 and put it straight on the 9, turn the puck off, take my field bet off, on to the next roll. That gives us a 617. No harm, no foul on the come out because the button is off. You just got to avoid those 7s when the puck is on. All right, right back on the 9. That's a buckshot point to point. So we will now put our 15 back on the field and see if we can't make some progression here. That's a 6. 6 pays 35, but I need to make change. So I get 20 because I got to replace that 15 from the field bet. Again, just going to collect on the 5, 6, 8. There's a yo 11. All right, so that's going to pay us $15 on the field. I have choices here. I'm going to go ahead and put $10 of this onto my 9 and make it a quarter. And then I'm going to collect the extra $5. Still collecting a little bit, which is always nice. There's a 415. All right, so that's going to pay us 35 up here and 15 down here. So I now have some options. I want to go ahead and just replace the 4 with a quarter. So I still have 25 up here. And I'm going to put 10 here, and I'm going to collect all that. And I'm going to make my 10 a quarter. And it looks like I collect $30. I'm okay with collecting $30 after that. So now I have all my place bets at a quarter level. All my numbers are at a quarter level. I'm still going to keep this at 15. I'm not going to increase this until all of these get up to the $50 level. So it's kind of dependent upon a long roll. 25, 35 plus 15. So I will take I'm going to take my 6 up to 60, and I will collect $20. If I can get collecting $20 on every single roll of the dice, that's not bad. All right, we now have a aces, so that's going to pay us $15. So I'm just going to collect that because I can't make a quick jump into something. So $15 it is. Because I don't want to reinvest what I currently have put away. All right, so 4 is going to pay us 35 plus 15 down below. Hey, I like this. I need to get more red. It's always a nice problem when the casino has to get more chips to pay me. All right, so I've got $50 now on my 5, and I collect 25. All right, so 5 and 6 are our two best numbers currently. There's a hard 8. All right, that's going to pay me 35. And again, I got to be conscious of my field bet, so I'm going to collect the 10 off of that, and I'm just going to collect it. I'm not going to press it. We get, hey, there we go. We get paid double. All right, so 15 and 30. All right, so now our last number that we need to increase is our 8 in order to move this up to $25 level. So there's 30. I've got 30 here. I need to make it 60. So I'll just take the 25 there and bump me up to 60. Now what I'll do is I'll pull that off and put a quarter, because now I still collect, because I've got 50, 60, 60. And if it's one of these 3 numbers that hit, I still can cover my quarter and still collect. There's an 8. All right, prime example. So that pays $70, but I need to cover my quarter. Now I just collect because it's an 8. 5, 6, 8s, I collect. There's a 1, 2, 3, so that pays me 25. Now I can go ahead and increase my 9, 10, 4, whatever you're happy with. I want to personally go ahead and push. I'm going to put it on let's put it on the 9 in case the point hits. So 5, 6, 8, 9 are all up to the $50 level. There's a yo 11. So that pays me a quarter. I'll put it on my 4. There's the 7, rearing its nasty head. All right, so we had a nice little roll. We didn't make or lose a whole lot because a lot of that was from the casino. So as I'm looking, let me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, $204. All right, so what are we at as far as our overall bankroll is concerned? So there's 200. Actually, that's 300 now. Let's see if we've got another 100 here. It looks like it. Yep, we've got 425, 429. So we made $129 on just lightly pressing, working with the numbers, collecting on our 5, 6, 8, replenishing our field as we go, and not bad. All right, so that was our first roll. So I'm going to mark our rolls with this right here. Let's see how far we can take it. I'd like to try to get through, I think, 10 rolls on a on a $300 bankroll. Let's go ahead and get set back up here. 5, 6, 8, and need some 1s. There's 5 1s. All right, so there we are. We're all set up. Let me clean this back up a little bit, and I'll keep what we collect. You know what we collect here, I'm going to put on the 2 so that you all can see it, and we will see if we can't at least double what we started with. I'd be happy walking home with $600. All right, there's our point 8, 888. Mark the point. Now remember, we start off at the $10 on the field when we've got $15 levels on the 5 through 8. 4. All right, so that's going to pay us $10 here. And I will go ahead and bump my 5 up to a quarter. Remember, the first thing you want to do is you want to get these to quarters. Because with the $10 there, it's very simple to push those and get to that level with very minimal effort and cost. All right, so there's an 8. That's going to pay us 21. And we lose our field. So I'll replenish my field and collect the 11. There's our collection. And our point now is off because that was the point. Let's take our field bet off. 5, that's our new point. Put my field back on. There is a 9. That's going to pay us $10, but we want to drop them $2 so that we can take this up to $30. 10, 15, 20, 5. So that gives me a quarter there. And there's my 6 up to 30. 9 right back. All right, so another 10, plus I'll throw them $2. Wash, rinse, repeat. We know the drill by now. Okay. Now let's increase our field to 15. There's a 10, so we'll collect 15, and I'm going to put it right on my 9. There's a 5. That's the point. Okay. Now our point is off because we just hit the 5. Where's my other die? There it is. It's on the come out. See what we get. That's a 617. No harm, no foul with the button off. There's a 6. 6 is the new point. And we'll put our $15 back on the field. Whoa, come here. One, two, three. So that pays us $15, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put that on my 4. There's a 4. So that paid off immediately. 21 plus the $15 from the field. I'll put right on the 9 and collect the 21. There's the 7 rearing its ugly head. All right, so that was our second roll. That one we did not collect as much just because that's how the dice rolled out, but that's okay. So I'm got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25, 35, $40 there, which puts me below where I just was, but there's another 25. All right, so we're still over $400, just a little bit less than where we were before. So not a problem. I'm gonna go ahead and get set up for the next roll. And we are not going to work our numbers. Okay. Again, we're just trying to prove this method to see, that was an 11, if it works for us that we can take it to the casino. All right, so there's the 6. Again, we'll put $10 on the field. There's the 6 right back. So if that pays 21 and I got to lose 10, I'll collect 11. Oh, I did it again. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There's a $10. So we'll take the 5. We'll bump it up to a quarter. There's an 8. So again, we lose 10, win 21, so I'll collect 11. There's a 9. 9 pays us 10, right? So I'll bring that up here, add $2 to it. That way we can make this 30. There's a 4, hard 4. All right, so there's $10 on that. Again, I will throw them a little bit of change so that I can bump this up to 35. There's my change, or 30, excuse me. And let's see here. Okay, so we've got that all set up. Let's now increase our field to 15. That's a 5, 6, yo 11. All right, so we get paid 15 on the field. I'm going to put it right on my 9. There's an 8. 8 pays us 35, but we got to be mindful of that. So we'll collect $20 and just set it off to the side. No press with that. 5, 6, 8, no press. Everything else, see what you can get. All right, there's a 5, no feel 5. So again, we'll collect $20 because that pays us 35. We lose 15, you get 20. Just helps get the next roll set up. And there's the 7. All right, so how much did we make on that? 10, 20, 30, 40, 55, 58. So definitely more than enough than what we need to cover on the inside. All right. I'm going to go ahead and set up for the next roll. Make sure I add my counter. And look at that, I got them on the right numbers this time. All right, there's my other die. All right, so we've now done 3 rolls. Point is off. We get an easy 8. Okay, so 8 is our point. Put $10 on our field. That gives us a 9. Again, we'll want to bump that up to a quarter. There's a 4, hard 4. So I need $2 plus the $10 that I get from leftover from that. Or no, actually $10 I get from that. That's 25, and that makes 30. All right. And there's a 5 again, so 35 is what it pays, but I need to pay 10 there, so I'll take 15. Bink. That's our collection. There's an 8 right back. That is also the point. So that's, I get to collect $11 off of this because I had the field. We'll turn our puck off. Take our field bet off. 9 is our point. Put the field bet back on. We got one more number to get up to 30. There's a 10, that'll do it. All right, so 10, plus I'll throw in another nickel. That makes 30. Now I'll increase my field to 15. There's a 9, that's the point. I don't have anything on it, but I do get 15 from down there. So I'm just gonna take it, set it right on there, and turn the point off. There's a yo 11. Okay, so that doesn't help or hurt us because we don't have our money on our field. That should not be there during the come out. There's an 8. 8, 8, 8, easy. Mark the 8. Now we'll put our 15 back on the field. There's a hard 10. All right, so that's gonna pay us 15, and I might as well just go ahead and mark that 10 and move along. There's an 8. That's the point again, so that's gonna pay me 35, but I need to cover that 15, so I'll get 10. So I collect 20, and we're done with that. Turn our point off. There's a 7, no harm, no foul, because remember, we're not playing the field during the come out. There's another one. This is the time we want to see those. 5. All right. 15 back on the field. We've got one more number to cover. There's a 10. All right, so that's going to pay us $30. Then we also win 15 down there. Now, what you can do is you can go ahead and put that at $15 level. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bump my 9 up to 25 and put my 15 on my 4. So I just shift it over. I still collect $20. Now all my inside numbers are at the quarter level, which is nice. There's a 4, 314, easy 4. So we get paid effectively twice on this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a minute. 13, I forgot. 4 plays 30. Haha. All right. So now we have some options here. I want to definitely collect $20 off of this. So I will go ahead and, since it was a 4, make that 20. And you know what? I only need $10 over there. So I collect a quarter, and I've got everything up to a quarter level on the table. So I'm just going to collect this, no press. Now that I have everything up to a quarter, we don't raise this to the $25 level until the 5, 6, 8 are at the $50 level. 6, that pays us 30, but we got to recoup our loss there. So there we go. Collect 20. Very simple. That's a 6, 4, 10. All right, so now I'm going to have to start worrying about the VIG. I got to pay a $1 VIG for that, but I also get $15 down here. Now, this is pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and bump everything up on my 6 and 8. Make those 60 each, since I effectively got paid twice. Might as well. Now I only have to get the 50 up to 20 to 50, the 5 up to 50 in order to increase that to a quarter. And there's an 8. It looks like we're going to be able to do it. So this 8 pays us now $70. And then we lose our 15. So I'm going to put 15 right back on there. I'm going to put a quarter on that and replace that with that. And after all said and told, I still collect $20. Just going to keep increasing that red stack. That's pretty. All right, next roll. There's the 7. Just when you start to get things set up, look who decides to pop out for a visit. All right, so let's see how much we collected here. There's 50, 75, 100, 25, 35, 138. We just collected off of that. So where does that put us? Let's take a peek. There's 300. There is 45, 48, 348 plus 448, almost $450. Now remember, we started this off with a $300 bankroll, so we're up almost $150 after 4 rolls. Not bad. Not bad. We're almost halfway to where we want to be. And as you can see, as long as you remember 5, 6, 8 at the $15 level, your field bet, you're going to start off at the $10 level. Once you have your 5, 6, 8 at the $25 level, you'll increase your field bet to 15. Once that's at 15, then I fill in my 4, 9, and 10. And yes, I do fill in all 3 numbers so that all my numbers are covered, even including the point. Once that is all at 15, I can then focus on increasing my 5, 6, 8 to the $50 level. Once all 3 of these reach the $50 level, I'll increase my field to a quarter. Then I get my 4, 9, and 10 up to the $25 level, and then again up to the $50 level. Because if you're 5, 6, 8 or at the $50 level, you got a quarter there, and these are still at the 15. That's okay because you are still going to pull in money getting these up to 50. Once everything across is at the $50 level, then we will focus to get these to the $100 level. Once all three of these are at the $100 level, I push this up to the $50 level. Does that make sense? Just a little bit below what I have here allows me to work my other numbers up faster when it hits, and then be able to still bank money, as you saw, as I go along, having to replace my field from the 5, 6, 8. So as you can see that this method is also a low yield, low return type of method. It doesn't take a lot of money as long as you are patient and you don't push too much money onto the table all at once. It can allow you to benefit from those rolls. And again, it is all dependent on the dice and whether they cooperate or not. But doing the iron cross method does help limit how much you're putting on the table all at once, and will also hurt less when that big red comes out. So I hope this helps. Please let us know down in the comments if you've tested this out in the casinos. Did it work? Did it not work? Did you just break even? Anyway, I want to know. If you could, be sure to hit that like button if this helped you out. We are also looking for your subscriptions as our sub count. We are getting close to our first major goal, which will allow us to live stream. So we're looking for that. And if you want, hit that bell notification. You'll know when I post my next video. For the meantime, this is Bob. We're going to go ahead and sign off for the night. We'll see you next time here on KC Craps.